name's Jordan Kissane. Tonight I'm reporting for MECVEN, and I've been given the honor and the pleasure to sit down with Major Manrique, who served as the Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. military for 5 years. He's been deployed to active combat in Iraq 3 times and is the recipient of the Purple Heart Award. Major Manrique, can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing in Venezuela and how you think that might have affected your outlook regarding the war?
Well, actually, I was born in Venezuela, yes, as you said, in Los Teques. I was in high school and I joined the military academy in Caracas, Venezuela when I was 17. I spent 1 year back in 1985-86 at the Venezuelan Military Academy. Throughout the years, I decided to continue my military career, seeking the opportunity here in the U.S., where I ended up graduating from the military academy Fort Benning, Georgia, being the first Venezuelan born and raised to actually graduate from that school.
Can you tell me a little bit about your time in Venezuela and the differences between your time in the U.S. military?
The educational approach, different from the Venezuelan at that time, where the second lieutenant will become only a bachelor degree in military science, while in the United States Army, you have to have a second career. You have to become an officer after you get your degree as in civilian education. So that was the main difference. Secondly, the leadership approach that we actually seek in here. I was able not only to become an officer, but throughout my career, I was able to commission more than 550 officers for the United States Army.
From your perspective, if you are able to disclose this, can you tell me about your opinion regarding President Trump's efforts on terrorism?
I think, as a commander-in-chief, every president had the opportunity to approach, terrorism and to present, the United States as a #1 worldwide with the military power to fight these different threats and challenges. They all have different ways to actually face it. And I think his unique way is based on his background and his professionalism and all his interests, which is actually bringing a different flavor to what we've seen in the past. But at the end, I think what is important is to ensure that the U.S. borders and our way of being alive and everything the way it's supposed to be taken care of, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
So following up what you just said, being a major in the U.S. Army, you take much of your direction from the Commander-in-Chief. So I'm wondering, if you were still active in Venezuela, would that still be kind of your approach?
The main focus is human rights. So following the human rights approach and the direction that every officer is supposed to maintain throughout the career, it's important, it's very imperative that we support human rights. And I think you cannot deviate from that. And at one point, if any of the leaders or even the commander-in-chief deviate from the focus of human rights and doing what is correct, under the Constitution for the country, it's our right and it's our duty to stand up and do what is correct.
I see that you are a recipient of the Purple Heart Award, and you're the only Venezuelan to have ever received a Purple Heart. Can you tell me about the heroic actions you had to make to receive this award?
Absolutely, yes. During my last deployment, which was actually the 3rd deployment to Iraq, to the combat actions, we got engaged by enemy action and we were able to repel and combat against the Al-Qaeda and other enemies that were present in the area. Actually, we were trying to bring democracy and peace to the Iraqi freedom operation. I was able to actually survive an attack and repel and do what I was supposed to do, what we were actually trained for. And for those actions, I was lucky enough to survive and being here, and yes, I earned the Purple Heart.
Major, thank you so much for your time with me here today, and thank you so much for your service. My name is Jordan Kissane, and I'm reporting for MECVEN.
Thank you.